Hello, and welcome to Global Finance Desk. We'll explore practical ideas to help you. I'm glad you're here. Let's learn together.
Most people believe investing has never been easier. Open an app, buy a fund, watch your money grow. At least, that's the story. But beneath the surface, something far more powerful has changed. Not the stock market, not interest rates, not artificial intelligence, the environment surrounding every investment decision. It's like trying to grow a tree inside a room where the walls quietly move closer every year. Seed may be healthy, the soil may be fertile, but the space around it keeps shrinking. Most investors never notice the walls because they aren't made of concrete. Made of expectations.
For decades, investing was largely about choosing where your money would go. Today, it's increasingly about protecting the money before it even reaches an investment, because modern life has become incredibly efficient at intercepting future wealth, not by force, but by design. Every paycheck arrives carrying dozens of silent claims: housing, transportation, insurance, healthcare, streaming services, phone plans, software subscriptions, student loans, childcare, retirement contributions. Each one seems reasonable on its own. Together, they create something that barely existed a generation ago. A system we'll call the capital filter.
Imagine pouring water into a funnel. You expect most of it to reach the container below. Instead, small holes line the sides. A little escapes here, a little disappears there. Nothing dramatic. Yet by the time the water reaches the bottom, there's surprisingly little left. Money now behaves much the same way. Not because people earn too little, but because modern economies have become extraordinarily skilled at assigning every future dollar a destination before you even see it.
This is why so many people feel confused. They've done what financial advice suggested. They earn more than they did 5 years ago. Their salary increased. Their investment account exists. Maybe they even buy an index fund every month. Yet financial progress still feels strangely slow because income isn't growing in isolation. The capital filter expands alongside it. A promotion often comes with a longer commute, a larger apartment, higher taxes, more expensive insurance, perhaps a newer car because it makes sense now. None of these decisions feel reckless, feel appropriate, and that's precisely what makes the system difficult to notice.
Human psychology quietly reinforces it. Our brains don't measure wealth in absolute numbers. They measure it relative to the environment around us. When coworkers upgrade their homes, doing nothing begins to feel like falling behind. When every advertisement promises convenience, small monthly payments stop feeling like spending. They feel like normal life. The mind prefers smooth monthly costs over uncomfortable upfront decisions. $20 here, $30 there, $49.99 for another service. Individually, they're almost invisible. Collectively, they reshape the amount of capital available to invest. Not because people lack discipline, because the brain rarely experiences subscriptions as permanent commitments. It experiences them as tiny permissions.
Then there's another force, perhaps the most overlooked one of all: certainty. People often think investing is difficult because markets are unpredictable. Ironically, the opposite is becoming more dangerous. Modern financial products promise certainty everywhere. Guaranteed payments, fixed installments, automatic renewals, auto-pay, one-click approvals. Predictable monthly costs feel safe. Markets don't, so the brain naturally chooses certainty, even if that certainty slowly limits future opportunity. Every guaranteed payment reduces tomorrow's flexibility. Little by little, your future income becomes less available to future investments. Not because you spent recklessly, because you committed gradually.
This is where the biggest investing problem appears. Most conversations focus on returns. Should you buy stocks, bonds, ETFs, real estate, technology, artificial intelligence? But for millions of households, the bigger question arrives much earlier. How much investable capital survives the capital filter in the first place? An investment earning 10% sounds impressive. 10% of a small amount remains a small amount. The greatest obstacle often isn't market performance, it's capital starvation. The investments aren't failing, they're simply being fed too little. Consider something simple. Extra $300 each month
may not feel life-changing. It's just a few dinners out, a premium phone upgrade, several subscriptions, a slightly more expensive vehicle. But over 20 years, before even considering investment growth, that's over $70,000 lost in one dramatic purchase, distributed across hundreds of decisions too ordinary to remember. That's how the capital filter works. It doesn't ask for permission once. It asks politely every single month.
Financially intelligent investors eventually notice something different. They don't obsess over predicting markets every morning. They study the path money takes before it ever reaches the market. Instead of asking, what investment will make me richer? Quietly ask, what keeps preventing my capital from arriving here? It's a subtle shift, but an incredibly powerful one, because redirecting one recurring payment can permanently increase future investment power. Finding an extra 2% annual return is difficult. Recovering a recurring monthly outflow can improve every future investment you ever make. The market compounds money, but your financial structure determines how much money gets the chance to compound. This is why investing feels harder today than many expected. Not because investing itself became impossible, because the battlefield moved. The challenge is no longer simply choosing good investments.
It's protecting investable capital inside an economy built to continuously compete for it. The walls around the tree never stop moving. Awareness doesn't remove that. It helps you notice which ones can still be pushed back. And once you see those walls, it's difficult to unsee them. Because investing was never only about growing money. It was always about preserving enough space for growth to happen in the first place.
Welcome to your financial future. Together we can build your fund. Let's track your progress. Subscribe now and let's get started. Just click the button today.